Max Verstappen was absolutely furious after the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And this time, his frustration wasn't with the car or his strategy. It was with the FIA stewards. The reigning world champion believes he was unfairly penalized in what's becoming one of the most controversial moments of the 2025 season. But he's not just mad, he's also refusing to hold back, even if it puts him at risk of further punishment. Now, the question isn't just whether Red Bull can bounce back in Miami, it's whether the FIA is cracking down harder on Max Verstappen's aggressive race style. And if this might be the start of a much deeper conflict between the sport's most dominant driver and its governing body. Let's unpack what happened and what it means going forward. It all started at Turn 1 in Jeddah. Oscar Piastri got a strong launch off the line, putting himself in prime position into the first corner. But Verstappen, never one to back down, held firm on the inside. Instead of yielding, Max let off the brake and tried to dive into the apex, knowing full well he couldn't make the corner without running wide. And that's exactly what happened. He went off the track, didn't give the position back, and carried on as if nothing happened. Piastri was fuming. From his perspective, he had the corner fair and square. Max simply refused to concede. And the stewards? They eventually handed Verstappen a 5-second time penalty, though sources now suggest they initially considered a much harsher 10-second penalty before changing their minds. Why? Because it was the opening lap of the race, and apparently that made it more understandable. Whether that's a strong justification or not is up for debate, but Red Bull definitely wasn't buying it. In fact, the team came prepared for the post-race inquisition. Christian Horner brought actual photographs to the media session, showing the corner, the cars, and Max's supposed advantage at the apex. According to Horner, Red Bull believed Max was clearly ahead. He called the penalty very harsh and suggested it was inconsistent with how other racing incidents have been judged. He added, "We didn't concede the position because we truly didn't believe Max had done anything wrong. It's a marginal call, and one that needs to be looked at in isolation, not lumped in with others." Horner also hinted that they had onboard footage the stewards hadn't reviewed at the time the decision was made, footage that might change how the incident is seen. But here's the thing, challenging the FIA's calls rarely ends well. Teams know that, drivers know that. Even when they're right, pushing back can invite more scrutiny. That's exactly why Max has decided to stay silent. For now. In the press conference, he made it clear he didn't want to say much because, in his words, "Anything I say could get me into trouble." He elaborated further, saying, "These days, with social media and how things are twisted, it's just not worth it. I prefer to save time and energy and keep quiet." But that didn't stop him from letting his real feelings slip on the radio. When the team informed him about the penalty during the race, Max dropped an unfiltered F-bomb in response, calling it a lovely decision with the kind of sarcasm only Max Verstappen can deliver. But here's where things get even messier. While Verstappen served his 5-second penalty, he also received a track limits warning for Turn 1, the same corner where he was forced wide by Piastri in the first place. So he was penalized and then warned for the same situation. It's the kind of inconsistency that's starting to frustrate not just Red Bull fans, but the entire grid. It's not just about Max. Last week in Bahrain, Andrea Kimi Antonelli experienced something similar. He was forced off, didn't gain an advantage, and still got pinged for track limits. At some point, the FIA needs to decide, are they punishing the move, the outcome, or just reacting based on who's involved? The impact of the penalty was obvious. It effectively cost Verstappen a shot at the win. And yet, Max still managed to recover and finish second, a testament to his pace, but also to how difficult it was for Piastri to follow closely in his dirty air. That brings up another debate. Is a 5-second penalty enough? Imagine the same situation in reverse. If Piastri or Lando Norris had done it, gained a position, and then neutralized the time penalty over 15 laps, Would it feel fair? Probably not. Helmut Marko certainly doesn't think so. The Red Bull advisor believes this entire situation could have been handled with just a warning, like what we've seen in Formula 2 for similar incidents. According to him, 5 seconds is excessive for that kind of situation. Max was nearly ahead at the last braking point. It looked like a racing incident to us. Marko also admitted that Red Bull likely would have lost the race anyway, due to McLaren's strength on the hard compound tire. But without the penalty, Max would have exited the pits much closer to Piastri, potentially even ahead. That would have changed the entire second half of the race. And here's something worth noting. Oscar Piastri isn't afraid of a fight. This guy has guts. We saw it when he made a bold pass on Lewis Hamilton, catching the 7-time champ off guard on hard tires. And let's not forget his 2024 pass on Charles Leclerc in Baku. Late braking into turn 1, perfect control and all within the limits. He's not playing second fiddle to anyone, not even Max Verstappen. And that might be the most exciting development of this whole situation. We have a real rivalry brewing, not just between Red Bull and McLaren, but between Verstappen and Piastri. And it feels like it could last for years. Despite his frustration with the FIA, Max did give Oscar credit where it was due. People forget he's only in his 3rd year, Verstappen said. He's calm, doesn't make many mistakes, and delivers when it matters. That's what you want from a title contender. He also acknowledged the influence of Mark Webber, Piastri's manager, saying it reminded him of the guidance he received from his own father early in his career. This is shaping up to be a season to remember. 2 title contenders, 2 top-tier teams, and tension with the FIA bubbling just beneath the surface. The only thing Red Bull needs now? To deliver with the RB21. If their next upgrade package can give Max a little more grip and a little more straight-line speed, they'll be right back in the fight. But if the FIA keeps clamping down and Verstappen keeps fighting back, this season could go from competitive to chaotic real fast. So what do you think? Was the penalty in Jeddah fair? Or do you agree with Verstappen that this was over-policed and inconsistently judged? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're fired up about how the FIA is handling these races, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more F1 analysis, and check out the video that's appearing on your screen right now. We go deep into the McLaren versus Red Bull rivalry and what it means for the rest of the 2025 season. We'll see you there.